Things have kind of started slowing down just a hair out here on the build. You can see we got some house wrap up again. This house wrap is ugly. I don't, excuse me, I don't prefer the look of it, but it saves quite a bit of money versus zip. And in our climate and our environment, zip isn't really necessary. But anyways, we got all of our ceiling joists up. We got our glue lambs and our LVLs up, bracing where our bridging happens, our garage door opening there. We got all the interior, exterior walls done, all the windows, doors in, the roof openings in, that is. And so now we are ready to start on the hip roof, which is going to be fun stuff. You can still see we got quite a bit of bracing. I actually talked to the framers the other day about when they remove bracing, and they said they really don't like to remove bracing until the entire roof system is in place, and all the sheathing and decking, because that's really what adds rigidity and strength to the entire build, is when that roof decking and all the sheathing and everything is on. So that's where we're at. Something else you can see is the ceiling joists, these 2x6s, are running, and they are straddling, or actually lining up with a stud in most every place. That's, obviously you're doing it 16 on center, so it should line up that way. If you're doing it correctly, it should all line up that way. And so that's nice that they're doing that. In some places it doesn't work that way because of window openings and things, kind of throw it off a little bit, the layout. But generally speaking, all that should line up. And I'll be honest, these framers are clean. They don't make a mess. I mean, literally, I'm looking around here like there's hardly any trash at all. There's really nothing. They do a really good job. I got my 10-foot ceilings in here. You can see how it kind of drops right there at the end of that 2x8. It comes down into the bathroom here to 9 foot. So you can see the difference there. But 10-foot ceilings just make it feel a lot bigger, a lot more open. One last thing we did today was my wife and I came out here and we met our custom cabinet builder. And there really wasn't much to film as far as that goes. But I will show you something that he does, is he makes these little tick marks on the walls to kind of show us cabinet heights, to show us what these cabinets will look like. Because there are a lot of options and freedom. When you go from like foundation and framing to all the other things involved in building, you're going from structural to really design and preference and what I would call like finishing type stuff. Drywall and cabinets and flooring and tile and fixtures and things. That's not really structural. So you get a little bit more freedom. So we went through in all the bathrooms, kind of designed the vanities. This house has 2 double vanities, one in the master, one in the kids' room. Figuring out where we want cabinet doors versus where we want drawers, how far apart we want our sinks, all those things. We're doing some linen stuff in the laundry room. We're doing like a pull-out pantry in the kitchen. We got the island. We got some built-ins around the fireplace. So just kind of figuring out, looking at pictures, looking at past projects. That's one of the good things. Once you get a few houses into building, you can kind of reference previous projects, either in a good way or a bad way, and say, I don't want this or I do want this. So that's nice. Things to order in this stage that you don't want to get behind on. We don't have any pocket doors, but if you did have pocket doors, you want to make sure you get those quickly because your framers will install those for you. And that's a nice thing that they'll do. And you want to have that even really before framing starts. Order that with your framing package. Other things for the plumber. My plumber provides rough-in valves, which I'll talk about what those are when he comes and does that. And the tubs. If you're not doing fully tiled tubs and showers and you have a prefab tub insert or a full tub shower combo insert, you want to have that because as soon as these framers are done, shingles are coming tomorrow. We don't even have a roof yet, obviously, but I've already ordered shingles. They're already on the way. because the moment they get done with the roof decking, I'm going to have a roofer out here putting my shingles on, getting this thing covered, or at least the roof of it covered. And your roofer, your electrician, your HVAC tech, and your plumber really all need to be out here grinding. They'll complain about getting in each other's way, but I'll be honest, that's their problem. And, you know, the top out for a plumber shouldn't take more than a day, day and a half. And the electrician, that'll take a while. Rough in on electrical takes some time. HVAC takes some time. But as soon as your framing is done, I highly recommend getting your mechanical contractors out here. When I say mechanical, I mean plumbing, electric, HVAC, and your roofer. Because then once you get done with that, then you can really start focusing on the exterior, the brick, siding, soffit fascia, and insulation. So, and we'll talk more about the steps of that. But right now, we're just trying to get these framers done. And they're doing a great job. It's clean. Even outside, there's like 2 tiny scrap piles. Like, they just don't make a mess, and I really appreciate that. And so that's where we're at. Exciting stuff. And yeah, we'll keep grinding. One other thing I'll add, coming out of the dining area, kitchen area, living area, when you walk out here on my back porch, you can see this is actually about a 20-foot porch. Well, I came out here and there was this 2x4 stud right here in the middle of this Ursa lamb, this LBL. And I was like, wait a sec, there's not supposed to be a post there. On the plan, there's not a post. On a lot of my other builds, I've done like big, beefy porch post type things. Well, I don't want one there because I've got these huge windows that I'm spending a lot of money on, solid glass, and I don't want there to be a beam right there because if you center it on the porch, it's going to not line up with a window. If you center it on a window, it's not going to be centered on the porch. Well, I talked to my framer, and he assured me that he had factored in that long of a span for the 20 foot with that LVL, and there is no need for structural integrity for there to be a beam there. They just put that there temporarily until they get all the rest of the framing done, and then they'll knock it out. I know they do that a lot. They'll put braces where there doesn't have to be a brace, but where they feel like there might need to be. And so that is something that they do. And I'm just glad that I got confirmation from him that it doesn't have to be there. So there will not be anything obstructing our view right there. So that will be great. What's up, guys? It is October 14th, and I'm out here at the job site just giving a little bit of an update on where we are at with the process. So here we go. So the framers finished officially today for sure. They came in and put in this arched garage doorway. That's something my wife wanted. That'll look really good. It's a little inconsistent right now, but when they brick it, they'll make sure that everything is perfectly smooth and good to go with that. I think that's a nice little feature there. Coming in here, they also decked my attic, and I specifically asked for the entire thing to be decked. So there is a ton of storage up here. That's exciting. They got my attic ladder installed. I dropped my tub insert off yesterday for my plumber, and my HVAC guys have gotten wrapped up as well. You can see they got my dryer vent put in. We do these recessed panels, which is awesome, to where you're not crinkling up your dryer vent there. It's just a smooth transition into the wall cavity. We'll be sure to insulate behind that as well. Got some other penetrations down there that I'll be sure to insulate. Got my HVAC service line in and my copper going up. And they also furred this wall out. I mentioned that in a previous video. This was a 2x4 wall, so we had 3.5 inch wall cavity. I needed it to be a 2x6 to fit my drain there. So So they added that for me, and that is awesome. My windows still have not come in yet. They should be in this week, though. And they also got my fireplace framed up, which is exciting. That's a cool feature that we will have. I sent them I've already ordered my firebox, so I sent them the specs on the rough-in requirements for that, and they got it built in there. Nice header. I'm going to put some solid blocking up here for my television mount and things that may need to be screwed in, but for now, that's perfect. So yeah, we're making some progress. You can see they got my vents up here. They still got some insulation to put around that vent, looks like, and they've not tied it in yet completely. You can see it's not actually connected yet, but they'll come back and do that. A couple vents over my dining. So yeah, it looks like we are moving right along. Exciting stuff. This is one of my funnest, or my most enjoyed phases, is the mechanical phase. HVAC, electrical, plumbing. Plumber's coming tomorrow to start top out, and my electrician will be here on Thursday. Today's Monday, so he'll be here Thursday after the plumber's wrapping up to start wiring everything. I'm going to go up in the attic, and we can look at that real quick. So I just came up with the attic ladder. Always get an aluminum one. They're so much sturdier and longer lasting than the wooden ones. You can see here, we've got my emergency pan drain right there, which is where, if that's leaking, that means that pan is full, and you want it inside your garage so that you notice it. There's another drain that goes out that way, condensate, that will regularly drip, and that's okay because it's outside, and you want that to get that humidity and that condensation out. But this one is leaking. You know your pan is full, and you want to make sure you get that resolved. My HVAC guys build platforms here with a little step to be able to access everything. You're right here on it, all the wiring, the connecting points, everything. This is a Rheem 4-ton system, and this is the furnace and then the air handler. One thing I like is they do extra long air handlers so that you get maximum pressure when that air gets pushed and then it goes into the duct work. It gets it closer to the rooms and closer to all the places that it's going. I'm not an HVAC expert at all, and if you are, you probably can tell that I'm not. But I do know that my HVAC guys are top of the line. I trust them. They've been doing work for me for quite a while now, and they don't skimp out, that's for sure. You can see this huge attic space. I'm probably going to add a board here. This is inside the house, so this isn't considered attic, really. There will have to be insulation here, but I might do something here because it's really close to my attic access. I'm scared somebody would step off into this, but I'm tickled about this space. This is so much storage.